Hi there, I'm Andy Hillier and today's guitar lesson is going to be on Coraline by Måneskin. It's a great little track. I'm going to teach you the whole song. Just before I do, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, it really does help me out. Give me a like on the video, leave me some comments in the comment section as well. Let me know where in the world you're watching this from and any songs you'd like me to do. And if you love what I'm doing and you want to support me and keep me doing these videos and you want to print the tabs off for this, I'll put it on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. My guitar is in standard tuning. We've got quite a lot to get through. The first sort of half is quite a clean bit and then it gets a bit more rocky sounding. Okay, the first line slowly goes like this. So for that, we're going to play E10. So keep a finger held on that. And then, so I'm using my second finger because I prefer second finger E10. And then third finger on G10. And I'm using fingerstyle, playing the E string and then the G string. And you've got to swing it. Instead of being really straight like, it goes doom, da, doom, da. So that's the rhythm all the way through this sort of section. And then we're going to go down in the second bar to A10 with my first finger. And then I'm going to use my third finger on B11. And you play from the A string to the B string. Same idea. So bars 1 and 2 together we've got. Then keep that same shape but move it down so your first finger goes to A7 and third finger on B8, same right hand. Then bar 4, your first finger goes up to fret 8 on the A string and then you're going to stretch a bit further and play 10 on the B string. And it does 2 hits on that like the, and then back down to fret 7 with the 8 on the B string. So bar 4, sorry, sounds like this. So the whole line goes. So that's the first line. That keeps repeating for ages all the way through the beginning part. And then it changes to this. So for that we're going to play E6 with the first finger, second finger on G7, third finger on D8, and you're going to play the E string and then the G and the D strings. I'm using my index and middle fingers to pluck those 2 strings. Same rhythm from before going. Then you go up 2 frets, so your first finger's on E8, your second finger on G9, third finger on D10, so we're in bar 6 now. And then into bar 7, we're going to move down a string, so your first finger goes to A8. You're going to put your little finger on B10 and your third finger on G10. You play the A string and you can play the B and the G strings. Does that twice, like going. Then go down to fret 7 on the A string, B8 and G9. I'm using my index finger on A7, second finger on B8, third finger on the G9. So bar 7 you've got. And into bar 8 just move down 2 frets. So you've got 5, 6 and 7. So you've got, and the last shape is like the first shape of bar 7. So you've got your first finger on A3, little finger on B5, third finger on G5. 2 hits on that. So let's just quickly try playing bars 7 and 8. You've got. So let's try the whole line. The whole line actually repeats 3 times, but once through it sounds like this. repeats 3 times, and then on the 4th time we go to the next line, which starts the same, and then just moves up 2 frets and plays E8, G9 and D10 all at the same time. So that line just goes, and that's like the end of the clean sort of section before it goes into the rocky part. So on to the next line. That's when it gets a bit more gritty, and we get this. So for that, we're starting off with a D minor chord, which is your first finger, A5, second finger B6, third finger D7, little finger on G7. So that's a D minor chord, and we're going to go down, down, up, up. So we've got. If you struggle to do that whole D minor chord, you could just play the D power chord, which is just A5 and D7. And then it jumps up to an A power chord, which is fret 5 on the E string and A7. And it goes down, down, up, down, up. So that first bar of that section, bar 11, goes. Then you go up a fret, so you're on a B flat chord, which is A6 and E6 and A8. And you go same rhythm, go down, down, up, up. So you got, and then it goes down to the 3rd fret. So E3 and A5. You can hit that power chord and go down, down, up, and then 2 open E's, just doing a down, up. So the whole line slowly goes. Up speed. And just keeps repeating that round. So that repeats around loads of times, which is kind of like part of, I think, is like the chorus of the song. And then the next section, we've got this little bit that goes. So for that, we're playing B6, and then G7, D7, E5, then B6 and G7. So you got, and then just B finger flat across the 5s on the G, the B, G, and D strings, and it just plays B5, G5, D5. Back to the B5, G5 and D5. So you got. Next bar, bar 15, B5, G5, and then it goes to fret 7 on the D string, so you get. And then a quick little hammer on from B5 to B6, then B5 and then G5. So bar 15 goes. And then the last bar of that line, bar 16, you get, which is B3, G3, B5, B3, B5, G5, B5. So the whole line slowly, you've got. And that just keeps repeating round until we get to the solo. I'm going to put a bit of distortion on for this. Okay, so there's 2 lines to the solo. The first line of the solo goes. So for that, we're playing B6, pulling off to B5, and then playing a B6, so you get. And then G7, you bend it up and down a tone, and then pull off to 5, and then play a 7 again. So So we've got, and then play the G string and hammer onto fret 2 and then pull it off again. So the first bar of the solo, bar 17, goes. Into bar 8, it's the same thing, apart from the last note, we've got a G5 on there, so watch out for that. So you've got. On to the next bar, it's the same as bar 17. And then we're going to play on bar 20 D5, then A8 and A7. So the whole line goes. The next line, it's very similar in the solo. It starts off the same. And then we've got a G5 at the end of that bar, in bar 21, so bar 21. And then bar 22, slightly different, we go. Which is playing the B6, pulling off to B5, and then B6. G7, bending upper tone, pulling off to G5, and then hit, it's actually 4 bends, so you've got like a triplet there. So on the 4th one, you're bending it up and down, so it goes 3 up, bend up and down, and then 2 open strings. So bar 22 slowly goes. Up speed. And then the next bar is the same as what we've done before. And then we've got. Just to finish off. So the whole of that line we get. And then it just goes back to the very intro part, and that's the whole song. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this little guitar lesson. If you have, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, it really does help me out. Give me a like on the video. If you could leave me some comments, that really helps me out as well. Just let me know where in the world you're from, what you thought of the video, what songs I should do next. Just give me some feedback, it would be amazing. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, keep me doing this channel, and you also want to print the tabs off, you can support me on Patreon. I'll put the tabs on there as well. Go and check that out. Thanks for watching this. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.